some are alive. All right. We go to the book of Daniel, 12 and 10. I'm sorry, 12 and 13. But go thou thy way till the end be, for thou shalt rest.
All right. All right. Shalom, ahab, wa, baraka. In other words, peace, love, and blessings. First and foremost, Kal halala Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rakwakadash, and double honors to all the elder apostles, the prophets, the teachers, and the disciples. Also the sincere Akyam Akwa, salutations and greetings to the hopeful elect. All right, let me just sit down right here. More controversy in the world of Israel, like always. And the thing is that I had somebody tell me I should take my video down about getting angry at Nathaniel and his group and what's the other group? ISUPK. I said, oh, hell no. There's no way I'm taking those videos down. And it's always a person without any works at all who's going to be the authority over you. Like, I'm the new authority and you should take this down. What gives anybody the right? What gives you the right to tell somebody, I don't agree with that, you should take it down? My opinion is more revered than your works. So, with that being said, we're not going to deal with that kind of stuff. No, I'm not taking down any video ever. If anything, like I would tell you to your face, put up your own video. Do your own thing. Stop worrying about other people. You sound emotional, like a little crybaby. You've got something to say? Great. Everybody's got an opinion. You know what? Somebody once told me, opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one. So with that being said, we're going to let that go. And you know what we're going to do now? We're going to go into a class that I call Stagnant. What is the word stagnant? What does it mean? Of a body of water, or the atmosphere, or a combined spaces having no current flow of, and often having an unpleasant smell as a consequence of showing no activity, dull or sluggish. So, according to this definition, let's read it again. Because if you're stagnant, you're being compared to a body of water or atmosphere or confined space having no current flow. In other words, you're producing no works. You're not doing anything in this truth. And you're going to come up against the prophets and the teachers and make yourself in your own mind. What do? Get up and look in the mirror in the morning and say, I'm going to tell this guy how I feel and he's going to listen. Nobody's listening to you. Nobody's listening to you. In fact, if anybody has any type of skills of paying close attention, you're going to watch these camps that keep producing these false doctrines and changing. You're going to watch them get destroyed. And you know what's funny? You're not even going to know that they're getting destroyed because you're going to be with them. You're going to be thinking that you're winning the whole time until at that last second you realize you got on the wrong bus, and now you're going in the wrong direction. And you're seeing the children of Israel and Jerusalem just shrink in the rear view. And you thought that you were on the right path, but I'm telling you guys right now, it's very easy to depict whether a camp is in the truth or not. Just ask them this. What is the MOTB? What's the mark of the beast? What is it? Can they tell you? Of course they can, but what are they going to tell you? And that is an instant right there. Instantly you're going to know if you're dealing with somebody in the truth or not. So, if you're stagnant, not only do you have no current flow, often you stink. You stink as a consequence of showing no activity. So your doctrine's going to stink when you try to say something because you've put out no works in the past, but you're going to try and tell other people about their works. It just doesn't work that way. It really doesn't. I wanted to see if I could get this frankincense and this myrrh together. Let's see if I can do it. Nope. I tried though. I wanted to get that to burn. I need more charcoals to get my to get it to burn. It does make a smell though. Just that little bit. But anyway, so if you're showing no activity, it shows that you have no works. So let's get into it. John chapter 7. And this is St. John. Of course I'm going to bring out a class. That's what I do. I study the Bible. I run to my Father for everything. So when you think that you're going to do something to me or say something to me, you might want to pray on it first. Because I'm only here for the sincere Akyama Akwa in Yashar Allah. So let's go to John chapter 7. Let's try, let's see. Watch this. Ooh-wee. Now, no current flow. Let's go to John chapter 7, and we're going to start at verse 37. So I just wanted to look, I always like to look ahead real quick just to see. Sometimes I'll, some of the stuff when I'm putting down notes, it sounds better when I'm putting the notes down than when I actually bring out the class. So that's just showing that I probably was thinking of something different at that time. But anyway, John chapter 7, verse 37. In the last day, that great day of the feast, Yahushua stood and cried, saying, if any man thirst, let him come unto me and drink. So what does that mean? Well, let's read 38. He that believeth on me, as the scriptures have said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. Flow, not stagnant, not a stinky doctrine. So if you believe on Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, so if you believe Yahushai's doctrine that Yahweh told him to teach when he got sent back, and you follow the instructions the way he said to, showing that you believe him, because when you believe, like I always say, you believe GPS, so you follow GPS. You can't say you believe on Yahushai, but you won't even say his name. You make fun of that. You make fun of the Hebrew. You tell people they shouldn't look words up. Every other language has been discovered except the Hebrew. Every other language we've determined. Oh, we've determined this. We determined that. What about a thing? Oh, that hasn't been determined. The Hebrew hasn't been determined. We don't know that, so we can't go. So how in the hell did you get the Bible in the first place? How in the hell you get the Bible first place? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. This book was written in Lashuan Kadash for the Torah. And so it doesn't make sense. The first books were in the Lashuan Kadash. But anyway, Anyway, living water, having vital power in itself having vital power in itself and exerting the same upon the soul. Active blessing, endless in the kingdom of Yahweh. Wow. Wow. So when you're a river of flowing water, the living water is, and it's funny because this is what water actually is. This is the true definition of water. Living water, the definition of living water is having vital power in itself and exerting the same upon the soul, active, blessed, endless in the kingdom of Yahweh. So, if you're stagnant, what are you? You stink. You're unpleasant, and as a consequence of showing no activity. So you have no current flow. You're not producing good works, in other words. If you're going to go teach the Bible, teach the Bible. But if you take your hands off the plow and you look back and you go back into worldliness for a little while and you take a break, well, the scriptures teach against that, don't they? They say, let's get that. Let's see what happens if a man takes his hands off the plow and decides to take a break from everything because he needs to get himself together. Whatever. Oh man, I need something here. Let's see if this will work. Okay, hold on. I can't remember where it's at. I can never remember where anything's at. Sorry about that, guys. If a man take his hand off the plow and look back, he is not worthy of the kingdom of heaven. What chapter and verse? And I'm probably paraphrasing it right. Oh wow, that's pretty. 9 and 62. Man, I literally, geez, I have it right here. Literally have it written down right here. Okay, so. Let me read it real quick. Let me get it real quick. Man, I can't believe that. As soon as I hear where the verse, I'm just like, because it gets me because I remember, oh yeah, that's right. It's that, oh yeah, that's right moment. It's the very last verse in the book of Luke chapter 9 actually. So it's really easy to find too. Luke 9:62, and Yahushua said unto him, no man having put his hand on the plow, looking back, is fit for the kingdom of Yahweh. In other words, if you're doing the works, and you stop doing the works, and you fold your napkin, you stop teaching, and you go back into worldliness for a while, and then you come back over here and try and put your hands back on the plow, you're no longer able to do that. He's going to take away that spirit because you rejected it when you had the opportunity to be in that spirit. People don't understand that for some reason. People just don't understand that. And I need my tablet. Where's my tablet? Oh, my tablet's in the house. Hold on, guys. I gotta get my tablet for this. We gotta go into the Apocrypha. My Apocrypha book is broken. I broke it in half. Alright, so yeah, I had to just grab this real quick. Let's see. Let's see where we're at here. Ecclesiastes chapter 10. Oh, I know Ecclesiasticus chapter 10, KJV. Let's see where it's at. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Let's just go to verse 18 and get the point. By much slothfulness the building decayeth, and through idleness of the hands the house droppeth through. So, like I said, you go taking your hands off the plow. You're it's like if you have grass, you have to keep continuously mow the lawn or it gets out of control. So when you have these scriptures, you have to continuously study, or somebody's going to ask you a question one day and your answer is going to be out of control. It's going to be off the chain. It's going to be bugged out. In fact, this is talking about your temple anyway. Your temple. Let's read it again. Now think about your own body and how you're building personally with Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, and what you're actually doing to it started burning. But what are you actually doing to keep your house from dropping through? So listen carefully. In fact, let me read 17. Blessed art thou, O land. Your temple is your land. When thy king is the son of nobles, and thy prince eats in due season for strength. He's eating for strength. So he's learning for strength, not for drunkenness, not to go out and be a bug out. So you got to understand that when you eat the word, right? Eat the book. We can go into all that too, but we're going to go ahead and stick with, you're not doing any works. You're stagnant. So in verse 18, by much slothfulness, by not doing any works, your understanding starts to decay. And by not studying at all, through idleness of the hands, you completely, the house droppeth through. You fall right out of the spirit. And then when you hear something that you don't agree with, you want to put up a message or whatever. And this goes for all of you couch monkeys out there leaving comments but don't have any work. Okay? This isn't for the Akyam or Akwat that are studying, that are studying to show themselves approved. Because I didn't just open this book and then go out on the highways and hedges. I've been alone from the jump. So I didn't just open up this book and then start reading and go jump out on the block. So there is a certain point where a tree has to grow and it has to sprout branches, and then it sprouts leaves, and then after it has the branches and the leaves, it starts to bloom fruit. So there is a process to it. I'm just talking about you couch monkeys that sit around doing nothing. You'll pop onto a live chat, no chapter, no verse, no precept, but you'll talk like you know something. And the way you speak, we can clearly see that you have no understanding of the scriptures. So, back to the couch monkey. Back to the couch monkeys. The comment monkeys. Fucking swinging off of every word that is said by the prophets. Let's read it one more time and move on. By much slothfulness, man, my mouth's getting dry. By much slothfulness, the building decayeth, and through idleness of the hands, the house droppeth through. Take your hands off the plow, and you look back, you're no longer worthy of the kingdom of heaven. So you're studying, you're doing the works, and you stop, and you go back to worldliness and hanging out all day doing nothing when you could be studying and growing in the spirit. You're no longer worthy. He doesn't want you. He wasn't dealing with you in the first place. That's why you fell out. Let's keep going. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 15. And you know, this book is why I don't have any friends. because I don't want to be around anybody unless they're following the scriptures. And so, and you know what? I've tried to be around other people, but I have tried to be, because you think that the person is going to, the person's going to change or something. So and this is called trying the spirit. So you go for a certain amount of time and you kind of just investigate the situation. You don't say too much. You see, you play your part as a righteous, blameless person, and you're circumspect, and you're as wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove, right? But what does it tell you in Romans 16 and 17? Now that you figured out this person ain't going to change, and they're not coming to the truth ever. It just doesn't, it doesn't resonate with them. The truth doesn't resonate with all people. Sometimes they'll only get like 50, 60% of the truth, but when it comes to the 100% truth, it just doesn't resonate. So, Romans 16 and 17, now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which you have learned, and avoid them. Avoid them. So these slothful people that have a decaying building through their own idleness of not doing anything, and when their building drops through, they completely fall out of the truth. You just need to avoid them because they've had their opportunity, and you saw the Most High deal with them, and them not want to deal with the Most High. They rejected him, or they would be in the truth. But he didn't choose them in the first place, and there's a good reason probably. Who do we know that these people are from the past life? We're always trying to save everybody, but we've never actually I've never asked myself, I wonder who this person could be. Like, we're all sent back. Why isn't the Most High dealing with them like he's dealing with me? And everybody's dealt with a little different anyway, so it's kind of a dumb question, but you still end up asking yourself that, right? So anyway, Proverbs 15 and 19. The way of the slothful man is as an hedge of thorns, but the way of a righteous man is made plain. So if you can understand that. The slothful won't do anything he's supposed to. So he'll always have obstacles in his way. A righteous man, what does a righteous man do? Well, when you go into the Hebrew, what they're going to do, but a righteous man is going to go over here. This is a righteous man. This is what a righteous man does. He goes over and he gets the books out. These are righteous man works right here. So, see what this is? This is called the Strong's Exhaustive Concordance, King James Version. Okay? It's a righteous book right there. You know why? Because that shows you that if you say something to me, I'm going to look it up. So you better be breaking it down right. And just in case, this is called an interlinear Bible. This book pretty much means nothing without this book. So this book right here, yeah, that book. That book has a number next to every word. And this book has all the numbers and the definitions. So every number in here, that same number is going to be in here with the definition. Those are righteous works. Why? Because at the end of the day, the Most High is going to say, oh, okay, yeah, he's trying to figure out the truth. So I'm going to give it to him. And the people that refuse that are not going to have anything in the end. And when their roof falls through, they're going to look over in that moment of clarity where you have that hot flash. Like, oh, no, I forgot to close the garage door. I already drove away like 2 miles. Or I forgot to turn off the iron. I'm already at work. My house is going to burn down. You're going to have that moment of clarity. Like, oh, no. That oh, no moment. That oh, no. What am I going to do? And what do they say? They say, oh, God. It's going to be too late. It's going to be too late. So, the way of a slothful man is as a hedge of thorns. It's just obstacles everywhere because you're lazy. So you're always going to have problems. And you know what? it's funny because the Most High says that that He doesn't tempt you, that you tempt yourself. So you create your own obstacles, and so watch this. God doesn't tempt man. Man is tempted when he is carried away by his own lust. James chapter 1, KJV. Hold on. We'll go to Bible Hub. Okay, so it's in James chapter 1, verse 14. But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed. So if you're slothful, you have all these thorns in front of you, you created the whole bush by not trimming back the hedges. In other words, you created your own obstacles by not studying. And that's why when you try to bring out the word, or you get mad about somebody else bringing out the word, you sound kind of unlearned. You sound kind of dumb because you didn't do any of this. So anyway, let's keep going. It's really important to study. That's all I know. It literally says in the scriptures, study to show thyself approved, a workman that needeth not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. I can't remember where anything is ever. Study to show thyself approved, KJV. Yeah, there it is. And you know what? That's another one. Dang it. I know these verses like literally verbatim, but I just don't understand why I'm always like, man, I can't remember where it's at. I should know where every verse in the Bible is by now. But anyway, King James, 2 Timothy 2:15, study to show thyself approved unto Yahweh, a workman that needeth not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. A slothful man is not going to do that. So that's why he's going to have these obstacles that he's created, because he didn't study. So let's keep going. Let's go over to Proverbs 24 and let's see what's going on there. I just got some notes, so I'm just looking at them, and it looks like we're going to start at verse, 32. And then I saw and considered it well, and looked upon it, and received instruction. Let me go back. Let's go back. Let's start at verse 30. Start at verse 30. I went by the field of the slothful. Here comes your thorns that you created yourself. What I tell you, you weren't trimming back your bush, right? I read like 2 words. So, but this is what I was talking about, though. I forgot I put this in here. I went by the field of the slothful, and by the vineyard of the man void of understanding. So this dude don't even know. He's out there, but he don't know what he's doing. And lo, it was all grown over with thorns and needles, and had covered the face thereof, and the stone wall thereof was broken down. So what happens? It's like the house falling through on you because you didn't study. You got one person out there at the vineyard. This guy doesn't even know what he's doing. You've never trimmed back your hedges, so now you have nettles and thorns everywhere. If you can understand that, you never studied, so every time you go to do something with the scriptures, you run into a stumbling block. But then you'll refuse to go into these books to remove the stumbling block, so now you've got a new nettle and a new thorn that grew on you, and you don't understand the scriptures because of these books. You reject these books. You have no understanding. Therefore, you couch monkeys should just go leave comments like on stuff that has nothing to do with scripture. Go comment somewhere else. But anyway, 32. Then I saw and considered it well, and looked upon it, and received instruction. He understood that this was an example of what happens when a person rejects the word, and rejecting the word is refusing to study. Then I was looking all over for this. This is my apocrypha I said I broke in half. And so I can't believe it's right here now. All of a sudden I have it. Yeah, so it's seen a better day. Let's just say that. It's seen better days. That one's really bad. So that's why I always go onto the tablet, because the pages fell out, man. This wasn't well built, I'll tell you what. Or maybe I'm just rough on the books. But anyway, let me read it again. I saw and considered well, and looked upon it, and received instruction. Study to show thyself approved unto Yahweh, a workman that needeth not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. Truth. Not just rightly dividing the word, you need to be dividing the word of truth. And my suggestion for the people that haven't studied, study. Just do the studies. Look the words up for yourself. Do the etymology. Find out, how is this word derived? Where did this word come from? How did they create this word? And what was the original meaning? Stop just going with whatever they told you because this is the popular government standard for this. No, we don't do that stuff here. We get the truth. So rightly dividing the word of truth. And what happens when you do this word, when you divide the word of truth? You, in return, remove the stumbling blocks or the thorns and the nettles. And you're able to actually help people. Believe it or not, people are listening to this. And somebody's going to receive instruction. So, let me go to the next verse. Yet a little sleep, well, I'm going to read 32 and 33 together. I saw and considered it well, and looked upon it, and received instruction. Yet a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep. 34. So shall thy poverty come as one that travaileth, and thy want as an armed man. So so I already told you in 33 that he understood that this was an example of what happens to you if you in 30 and so in 30 and 31 and 30 verse 30 and 31, he's acknowledging that he understands that this is an example. Okay, now you understand what I'm saying? So he understands that this is an example of what happens to you if you don't stay in the truth. And then 33 and 34, he's not going to, so the folding of the hands, the little sleep, the little slumber, a little sleep, little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep. That's like taking your hands off the plow. Also, I mean, you could take the carnal value for it too. If you're sitting around lazy all day, you will be poor. You have to work to eat. And these days, we're clearly required to pay for everything. Like it said in Deuteronomy, you're going to pay for water, you're going to pay for your own wood off of your own land. You're going to go to your oppressor naked and in want of all things. So believe me, a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands. You wake up, you're going to have a stack of bills this high these days. You have a stack of bills this high if you're going to just be lazy. The spiritual value of that. If you're going to be over here acting like one of the foolish virgins that has no oil in their lamp, while the other virgins are studying, and that's what that's talking about. They're studying the scriptures, and so they have understanding. Oil is the understanding. Oil stands for wisdom. So that oil is the wisdom, the understanding to light their path to get to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. So while the foolish virgins, what are they doing? Oh, it's pretty simple. They're just having a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands, just doing what they want for right now. But now they open their eyes and there's poverty. And it came quick as one that travaileth. So, one that's in, what's the word travaileth mean? That way I don't mess it up. Biblical definition of travaileth. Come on. Mm-mm. Ah. If you don't spell it the way that it used to be spelled also. Yeah. Nope. I'm looking for the in no, following it. No. I can't believe that it won't tell me they see, this is the problem these days. This is a problem. All right, guys. So it's only giving me a very basic definition, so it has nothing to do, because what does a woman do? She when she's in labor, she travails in labor, right? She's in pain. And so poverty is going to come as one that's in pain, and thy want as an armed man. So you're going to be like the foolish virgin. You're going to be like the foolish virgin that was lazy, slothful, didn't do anything. And at the last second, you're thinking that the wise virgins are going to save you, and they're not. They're going to be like, nope, go learn it for yourself. In other words, go to the store and get your own oil. Let me keep going. So let's go over to I'm gonna bring out a few more verses, and I'm gonna call it. I think we're gonna. This might be that might have. I'm just gonna go through all of this. This is just I've said enough about being lazy. Let's get off of being lazy, I guess, and go over to the book of Luke. And I guess that was the whole class. I'm not sure. I guess that was the end of those notes. I take a lot of notes, so I guess that was it with those. Let me see if this lines up with the slothfulness. Ooh. No, this doesn't line up. I don't want to bring this out this other class. I'm just gonna stop there with the slothful and the stagnant, and I'm just gonna stick to that. I'm gonna read that one more time though. Stagnant, it's of a body of water or the atmosphere of a confined space having no current flow, and often having the unpleasant smell as a consequence, showing no activity, dull or sluggish. So if you were in the truth and then you just stopped doing it, the doctrine you bring out is not as a consequence because you don't study anymore. It's going to stink. Okay? That's all there is to it. And for the rest of my brothers and sisters, if you got eyes to see and ears to hear. I gotta get. Just remember, this is going to be over soon. So soon that it says, even in the world, they say that this life is like a blink of an eye. So all this stuff you're doing. Let's go to Revelation 22:7. Behold, I come quickly. Blessed is he that keepeth the sayings of the prophecy of this book. So don't be stagnant. Don't be a couch monkey, comment board groupie, jumping all over the place, thinking that you've got some kind of authority. You don't. You actually are laughed at. People are laughing at you when you decide that your comment is... There's this truck over by my mom's house, and the whole side of the truck is just as big as ever. It's so big, it's obnoxious. But you know what it says? It says, fuck your opinion. This is the truth. I'm not opinionated. I'm grounded in the truth. There's a difference. I don't have an opinion. I'm going to keep the sayings of the prophecy of this book. I'm not gonna waver from it. I'm not gonna take a bag. I'm not doing anything but what the Most High told me to, and that's teach the children of Israel, help wake up the sincere and the lost sheep. And with that being said, Shalom.